Just got a tip, there's no debate. I know a gent that'll set you straight. It's Vinny Valentine. Good fellow who's got what it takes. A New Yorker too, make no mistake. It's Vinny Valentine. And if you're feeling real blue, call on Vinny. He's gonna tell you who's better than you. Elizabeth Street, Little Italy. Hangs with his pals, yeah, that's where he'll be. It's Vinny, a friend of mine. Stand-up guy from the Lower East Side. Take it from me, he's one of a kind. It's Vinny Valentine.
Who's better than you? Tell it like it is. Welcome to the Vinny Vella Show. Tonight we don't have Carissa. We don't have any of my girl co-hosts tonight because they're all working and they're all doing things tonight. So I have a very good friend of mine, Mr. Hoover.
Well, thank you.
And he's going to help me out tonight. And the topics, I've been, my best topic. You know what I like the best at home. When a lot of people say to me like, "What do you watch on TV?" I like the news because I like to know what's going on around me. And it seems to bother me. The laws have to be changed in this country. I've mentioned it many times over the year. You got these punks out in the street. They start off with box cutters, sucker punching people, pushing people in front of train tracks. All kind. Now they're starting with the Muslims in subways, push them down the stairs, tell them to go back to their own country, calling them names. These laws, this country is a little bit too liberal. This stuff wouldn't happen in any of these other countries. The laws have to be changed. They must be changed because and then when something happens, box cutters, then you get these copycats. Then they go out and they start cutting people up. And the same thing with sucker punching people. Copycats and sounding on the Muslims, and they're not bothering anybody. What they should do is people that are in jail for smaller crimes, like pot, things like that, robbing cars. Let them out.
Robbing cars.
Huh?
Smaller things like robbing cars.
Yeah, small things like robbing cars.
Just take a car
like
too.
that. Or busting car windows and
bank robberies.
No, not bank robberies, but like smaller crimes. Let them out. And these other people that are in jail that they catch for sucker punching people, cutting people up with box cutters and all that, they should get them.
You're right.
I really don't like to say what they should do to them on the air, but I'm gonna. They should get their hands and put them on a stove and burn their hands so that their hands are like this, so that they can't use any more box cutters and sucker punch people. And these people that are going around sounding on the Muslims, knock their teeth out.
No, you're right. It's all the violent crimes. I mean, all those kind of violent things you can't, obviously you can't put up. There's a big difference between a violent crime and someone who's doing something else that's just stealing or something.
And these kids that are doing it, you know what they are? They're a bunch of punks. They're a bunch of punks. You want to punch somebody, sucker punch somebody, go to the gym, you little sissy, and go to Gleason's gym. See how good you are. Hit one of those punching bags. Get in the ring with one of those guys.
I agree with you.
And they should really. I hope this guy Trump, I hope he does. It not only changes the laws, enforces the military and all this other stuff for taxes and all this stuff. Grab these little punks out on the street, give them a good swift kick in the ass, and put them in jail. And you don't want to know something? When I was younger, I don't even want to get into all this, but I went to jail for stupid things, robbing a patrol car.
Small things. Small things like that. Just a patrol car.
And there was no such thing as TVs in your room. You could use the phone every day. And get visitors all the time that you want. There wasn't any of that.
Those are the days of bread and water.
They should take that all away. They should take that all away. These kids that are getting busted out on the street They're lucky. When they go to jail, they get 3 square meals a day. They get 3 square meals a day, which they don't get out on the street.
Sometimes they eat better in jail and live better than they do out in the streets.
Yeah.
Oh.
And visiting and phone calls. Let them cut out all these phone calls. I wasn't allowed to make 1 phone call when I was there. I was there for 6 months. Let them worry about their wives or their girlfriends or their mothers or whatever. And you'll see if they want to go back in that place again after they come out. You know, they should really do something
there.
about these punks out on the street. And that's just what they are. They're punks because they're all 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. Go to school. Go to school.
I
Learn an
think that's the key.
education.
That's the key.
Then they complain they live in the ghettos. You know what?
Get out.
There's schools. You can get educations and get out of the ghettos, just like a lot of people I know. You know? So don't use that ghetto stuff and all this other stuff. That's where you come from. And you didn't have a chance. No, you do have a chance. The more you give them, the more they want.
Yeah. Well, I think you're right. I think a lot of people are with you, Vinny.
You know? So I'm just saying they should straighten these kids out and give them a good swift kick in the ass and give them some time in jail and let them not write letters and make phone calls and all that stuff. Now, you want to know something? Enough of that because I'm getting all built up right now. But you know, we have a guest on tonight that's been on my show.
A great one.
You know, a handful of times. Not only is he a good friend, he's also a manager of a restaurant uptown called De Marino's.
One of your favorites?
And he entertains. It's one of my favorite Italian restaurants.
Yep.
And you know, like these Italian restaurants and Little, they're okay. But when you go into Midtown, where De Marino's is, they got like Italians in the kitchen. They got good people on the floor.
Amazing food.
Excuse me, amazing food.
Yep.
And entertainment.
Happen to have great singers.
Piano bar and all that, and you really feel when you go into this place. You really feel like you're on vacation, like you're in Italy or something.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
it has an ambiance in there and a different feel.
and it's really nice.
sure.
The food is excellent.
It's amazing.
You know, it's really amazing. And this guy, not only is he the manager in there, he also sings in there. He's a friend of mine. Been a friend of mine for years. I love the guy, and please give him a nice hand. Tommy D'Angelo.
Tommy.
All right, Tommy. Hey, yeah.
Thank you, Vinny. Thank you, guys. All right, you guys can clap your hands, snap your fingers, join in the fun. Come on. Trailers for sale or rent. Rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no food, no pets. Ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom buys and 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means, by no means king of the road. 3rd boxcar, midnight train, destination Bangor, Maine. Old worn-out suit and shoes. I don't pay no union dues. I smoke old stogies I have found. Short but not too big around. I'm a man of means, by no means king of the road. I know every engineer on every train, and all the children and all of their names. Every handout in every town, and every lock of they lock. When no one's around, I say trailers for sale or rent. Got rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no food, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom buys and 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means, by no means king of the road. One more time. Trailers for sale or rent. Rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, but pushing a broom, buys an 8x12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means, by no means king of the road. King of the road. King of the road. Yeah, all right. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, you guys ready for one more? All right, you can talk me into it. All right? Anytime. There we go. Keep those hands clapping. Come on. How lucky can one guy be? I kissed her and she kissed me. Like the fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head? The room was completely black. I hugged her and she hugged back. Like the sailor said, quote, ain't that a hole in the boat? My head keeps spinning. I go to sleep, I keep grinning. And if this is just the beginning, my life is gonna be beautiful. Well, I've sunshine enough to spread. It's just like the fella said. Tell me quick, ain't love a kick in the head? Yeah. Fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head? The sailor said, quote, ain't that a hole in the boat? Now my head keeps spinning. I go to sleep, I keep grinning. And if this is just the beginning, well, my life is gonna be beautiful. She's telling me we'll be wed. She's picked out a king-size bed. I couldn't feel any better, or I'd be sick. Tell me quick, oh, ain't love a kick? Yes, tell me quick, ain't love a kick in the head? Oh, yeah. Woo. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
All right.
How we doing, guys? Hello,
Yeah, what are you
Vinny.
doing there? Hello, Tommy.
Hello, Eric. How
Hello,
are
Tommy.
you?
Doing good.
How we doing, guys?
Doing great, great. God bless.
Oh, thank you.
First of all, how's the restaurant doing?
Restaurant's doing great. Restaurant's doing great.
I know, just we're closed for because I think
We
you
were
had a
closed
flood.
for a while. We were closed. No, we had the landlords had some issues with some stuff that they had to take care of. So we had to close and have them wait it out and get everything up. But we got it all up and running and everything's back and everything's beautiful.
Good.
So everybody's been coming in. We're waiting for you to come back.
I will.
It's been a while.
It's been a while,
Yeah,
yeah.
but you got to come back.
I will. And
But you've been busy. You know, who's better than you?
It's always busy, right?
I've
This is
been
a busy
busy.
man.
Yeah.
This is a busy guy.
Yeah, and it's the first time I think anybody has ever seen me with a hat
Yeah,
on the
I've
show.
never seen you with a hat at all. You've never worn a hat on the show.
You got that from his good friend, yeah.
Yeah, I had
Tom.
a very good friend of mine that wears a hat. And he said, here, try it on. He put it on me, and he goes, right, that hat looks good on you. Then he got up, he walked down the block, because there's a place that sells hats in my neighborhood. He went there, bought a hat, and came back and said, here, it's for you.
That's a good
and he
guy.
gave me a hat.
Nice.
Dominic.
That's
So
a
ever
great
since I
hat.
put, yeah, Dominic.
Right.
And
I gotta come see Dominic. I need another hat. I lost my hat. I went out a couple of months ago with a buddy of mine. I had a really nice black, similar
It's
hat to
hard
that.
to come by a good hat.
yeah, I got a black one
That's a
also.
beautiful hat.
And I
he was
lost it.
thinking
I left it behind
I think
somewhere.
Dominic was thinking the Godfather for you. For that.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
definitely.
so especially.
I don't know what he was thinking, but he bought this hat. So when he gave it to me, everybody was saying, wow, that hat looks good on you.
It does look good on you.
So I figured, you know what? Just for a change tonight.
In
let me
all
wear
the
it.
years I've known you,
Yeah.
I've never seen you wear a hat.
Right. I don't
Never.
wear hats. Never wore a hat.
You've never seen a hat. I've never seen you wear a hat in a movie or a TV show that you've done. I don't think I've ever seen you wear a hat.
That's because he's showing that hair.
You got great hair.
He's showing that the silver fox.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I don't think I ever wore one, not even in a movie.
I don't think I've ever seen in any of the movies I've seen you in. You've never worn a
You
hat.
haven't.
Yeah.
You've
No, I
never
think
worn
you
one
did.
at Damarino, so.
I think.
Which one?
Yeah, well, the bishop. That's right.
Well,
you did
yeah, but
have.
that's
Oh,
not
the
a hat.
bishop.
That's
but
not
you
really
also.
a hat.
Not
But
really a
kill
hat.
the,
It's a
Irish-
hat,
kill
but,
the
you know.
Irishman. I think outside maybe you did.
Yeah, and the Kill the Irishman, I think, for at one point they had a hat
Outside
on
maybe.
for.
Okay.
Maybe.
Good.
So you sounded fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been, been a crazy few weeks. We got everything back up and running, so, But I love being here. You know I do. I love coming to see you. And,
That place is
Oh,
beautiful.
we like having you. You've been on the show about 3-4 times
No,
already.
he's getting.
longer
I
than
think he's
that.
going to
More
start.
than
that.
I think he's going to break records on being on the show.
I think
the
it-
frequency.
I've been on your show over the last several years.
He probably knows the exact.
Because I've known you 8 or 9 years. I've been on the show like literally at least once or twice a year for the last 7, 8 years.
So there you go.
And
So
I
it
knew
could
you
be 7
before I
to
started working at
14.
Damarino.
Yeah.
Because we got introduced by Billy Hind introduced us about 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah. That's right.
And that was the first time I did your show.
That's right.
And I've been at Damarino for 5 years.
And I knew this guy before smoking
Well,
cigars.
I've known you forever.
Lucky didn't ruin that that beautiful voice of his. With
Well, you
cigar
don't inhale
smoking.
when you smoke cigars.
Of course
so
not.
you
But
know.
when you're in there, where we were at in our old cigar place, you have no choice
That's
but
true.
to breathe in an awful
That's
lot of
true.
smoke when
That's
you're in
true.
the cigar places.
Yeah, but you know what? You think about it, all the years. Sinatra smoked.
Sure.
Dean Martin smoked. Sammy smoked. Bobby Darin smoked. They all smoked.
Vinny?
Tony Bennett didn't smoke. Tony Bennett didn't smoke.
Do you know how old Tony Bennett is?
He's 89 this year. He's turned
Whoa,
89.
he's something like 90,
Oh, 90,
92.
90. That's right. He turned 90. He turned
Yeah,
90 this
he's
year. That's
turned
right.
90.
He turned 90. That's right.
Oh,
They
boy.
just celebrated his 90th birthday.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I smoked. I quit smoking
Many
15
years
years ago. I quit drinking about a year ago.
Right.
And, when I was smoking, everything was okay. As soon as I started smoking, as soon as I stopped smoking, everything happened to me.
It is. Stop drinking, smoking, and all that stuff, and then you.
Everything happened
And then
to
everything
me.
goes
It
downhill from
catches
there.
up to you.
So I have a niece. She lives down in Florida.
Yeah.
And she said, Uncle Vinny, she says, I seen what happened to you when you quit smoking. When you were smoking, everything was okay. As soon as you quit smoking, everything went wrong. She says, I was thinking of quitting smoking. She said, but after I see what you've been through, I'm going to continue to smoke. I'm going to die with a cigarette in my mouth. And she's in good health. She's in good health.
We all know now how bad that is. I mean, my God.
Well, it is
But we
bad
all
for you,
know how bad it is.
It's now.
But it is also, I think, I believe that it's everything in moderation.
Sure.
Look, I know people, the guy who created the Big Mac died a week or two ago. He was 89 years old, and he ate a Big Mac every day since he invented that sandwich 50 some odd, 60
You're
some
talking
odd
about
years
those
ago.
hamburgers.
Big
Yeah,
Mac.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy is the guy that invented that sandwich. And he ate 1 or 2 a day every day for his life. And he died at 89. So that's not too bad,
He was
But he
probably
didn't-
eating broccoli and all kinds of vegetables between.
He had a salad. He had a salad. That's what killed him.
And what kills me is that there's this other guy with the Subway sandwich. He was eating Subway sandwiches for years and he lost weight.
He
if
lost
I eat a
300
Subway
pounds,
sandwich,
yeah.
I gain. He eats them, he loses.
Yeah.
Jared.
Yes.
Yeah, but you
There's
know,
also some other problems
but
with Jared.
you know the other situation with Jared,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay,
He had a
some
whole
other
other thing with the
problems. I think that was-
downloading the kiddie porn. That
that was-
wasn't a good thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he
That
was
was
eating
probably-
Subway so much. He's spending too much money on the websites he was going to.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
That brings you back to your topic of people getting, for crime, getting their pay,
Yeah,
their
oh,
dues.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
for sure.
Like I said before, I wasn't getting down on people that live in the ghetto. I have a lot of friends of mine. Not a lot of friends, but I know a good handful of people that came out of the ghetto and got great jobs.
Well, Vinny, you know what I think it is today also?
And didn't have 2 nickels to rub
But you
together.
can't say even Little Italy wasn't a ghetto at a point. I mean, it
Yeah.
was. Mulberry Street, you look at that area,
Yeah.
that was.
Well,
I mean, it was
the
pretty
people
tough
that came, the
area.
people that came there at the turn of the last century weren't
was.
rich people.
No, 5 Points and all that whole area.
But you know what I think it is also with the way that things have changed over the last. I was fortunate. I grew up in a house. My dad worked and my mom was home with my sisters and I when we would get home from school and things like that. But they taught us about hard work. They taught us about dedication. They taught us about my dad always taught me, when you go out, somebody's paying you to do a job.
Yeah.
You go out and you give them 100%. They're paying you, so you got to make it worth what they're paying you. And nowadays, kids don't have, a lot of kids come from families where both parents work. So they're either in daycare or they have an older brother or sister, and there's nobody to teach them.
Yeah.
And we've lost a work ethic, we've lost value in our society. And that's the thing that hurts it, I think.
Yeah, well, I think that's why Vinny gets so pissed off about it, and I agree with you. I mean, my God, it's actually a moral compass, right?
Yeah,
I mean, who wasn't born with that? You know when you do something wrong. I mean, you know when people act like they don't know. You know when you're doing something wrong. The stuff that happens now, pushing someone down the stairs, like Vinny mentioned.
Yeah.
You know,
There's no reason for any of that.
That kind of stuff. I mean,
But we don't. You notice? I think it's also, from a legal and a political point of view, in today's world, we're taught that things are excusable. If you commit a crime, you know what? He had extenuating circumstances. He had this. He had that.
Oh, I know.
Give him a break. We let everybody off with a few. We let you off with a warning. When I was a kid, my dad told me, look, if you ever call me from jail, you better make sure you didn't do it, because you'll stay there.
yeah, of course.
You'll stay there.
Of course. But that's.
And I was afraid. My dad, God bless him, he's 73 years old. I still have him. I'm 51 years old. I'm still afraid of my father. My father will kick my butt if I do something wrong. And he has no problem giving me a backhand, even as an adult. So but I respect that.
Yeah.
My nieces and nephews, thank God, my two sisters and my brothers-in-law and all, raised really great kids. They're respectful, they work hard, they're dedicated, and they're good people.
Yep.
And we've lost a lot of that.
I agree.
And when somebody does something wrong, like these box cutters, sucker punching people, stop showing it on TV day and night. Run it for like 2 or 3 days on TV. That's why you get these copycats going out there doing it.
Well, what Eric said is right. We've got there's no
I
moral
won't
compass.
even show it. I won't even
It
show
just
it.
isn't.
Don't make the news like like I had a friend of mine from what was it, Palo Alto, California, or Santa Cruz. Came to New York for a few weeks, watching the news. He was like, he said it was Vinny. It's like a movie over here, watching a movie. Over there, they chase you. They look for you if you beat a parking ticket or something.
But we've got no. Like I said, it comes back to a moral compass. Like Eric said, it's when you do something that's wrong with social media and everything today. People are you got cameras on your phones, video things on your phones. Everything shows up on the internet, and it's glorified. It's made to look really cool. Look, I grew up watching The Godfather and Goodfellas, Casino, all those great mobster movies, and it looks. All those, Coppola, Scorsese, they make it look really glamorous, and it's exciting when you watch it. But the guys that went through that, these weren't the nicest people. Some of them were probably cool people, but the guys that went through that also knew that, what's the alternative? You were talking before about, at the beginning of the show, about, you did some things when you were a kid, you broke some laws, you did some time, but it's not a glamorous, I mean, I think back in 40, 50, 60 years ago, it was probably a lot more glamorous than it is today, but that's life or death. Who wants to live like that,
And some of that was out of necessity. I mean, these kids are doing things. I mean, when people had no alternative in their life and they had to steal because they didn't have other options, to go sucker punch an old man.
Right, why do you do that?
And a woman, not an old man, a woman.
Yeah.
How about if somebody would like that, if somebody did that to their mother or their sister or their wife?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
why do you do
They're
that?
punks. That's just what they are. They're a bunch of punks. You know what I would do to them? I would put them in a skirt and throw them in jail.
That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Let them do a number.
But
on it.
unfortunately, with jails today, the thing is, these people get put in jail, and they're surrounded by more criminals, and they learn. They're going. It's like they're going to criminal college.
Right.
They learn how to become better criminals.
They're
going to get their masters. And plus,
But they're learning how to become criminals, better criminals,
Well, you want to
rather
know
than
something?
assimilating into
These guys that think that they're
society.
big shots, put skirts on them, put a little
yeah.
lipstick on them, throw them in jail, throw them in jail, and let them become somebody's bitch in jail, and for a couple of months, and let's see if they
that'll
want to
make
do
it-
that
yeah.
again.
And those
Absolutely.
are actually called punks. Yeah.
Now, you know what? We just got the motion. We only got just very little time.
Okay.
We need to get you back up
Need
there
another
again.
song?
Back there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give us
if
something
Well,
to
you
would.
better come. I better see you at Don Marino soon.
You will.
Everybody, you got to come to Don Marino. It's 220 West 49th Street between Broadway and 8th, right across from the Broadway show, Chicago. Come and see us. Have some great chocolate fettuccine, some great pasta, some great dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
And come and you'll see Vinny Vella there.
I will
You'll
be
come and
there.
have dinner with Vinny
I will
Vella.
definitely be there.
Because Vinny's there all the time. Vinny is
I
a
was
fixture.
there all the time.
Vinny,
yeah.
So-
Vinny's just, yep.
We miss you.
Well, I will
we
be
miss
back.
you.
That I will be back.
You better.
I will be
You better
back.
be.
I promise.
Otherwise, I'm going to send some guys down to Mulberry Street to find you.
Oh, I think it works the other way around.
The
in our
guy got a
neighborhood.
movie shoot. They're afraid of me. They're afraid of me.
Don't worry, my
Ever
guys will
since I
find you.
got the hat, nobody wants to come
It's the
at
hat,
me.
right?
They thought I graduated.
Don Corleone, that's it. You graduated.
They thought I graduated. Now we're gonna have Tommy D'Angelo get up,
All
do
right.
one more song.
Okay.
And
Thanks,
thank you
Tom.
so much for
Thank
coming
you.
down here tonight.
Thank
and one
you.
other thing, forgot to mention, I got the producer of my show over here tonight. He's sitting there in the corner, Scott.
Oh, Scott is that's right.
Scotty.
Scott's over there. He looks comfortable on the couch over there.
There you go.
Scotty.
And William. He's watching the whole show.
Yes,
Wants to
he
make
is.
sure I'm doing it right.
He's here all the time.
He
He takes care of you.
Scott is a good guy.
He takes care of you.
He does.
And if he doesn't, I'm going to take care of him.
Okay.
All right?
There you go. Do that.
There you go.
It's a beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Hey, okay.
Thank you.
Time, yeah.
Thank you, Don Eric.
Give him a nice hand. All
Thank
right.
you. All right. All right, come on, guys. I need some hands. You got to clap your hands. Join the fun. Come on, guys. We'll send you out with this one. Yesterday I heard a lover sigh. Goodbye, oh me, oh my. Then 7 times he got aboard his train. And 7 times he hurried back to kiss his love again and tell her tootsie goodbye. Tootsie, don't cry. Now that choo-choo train that takes me away from you, no words can tell how sad it makes me. Kiss me, Tootsie, and then come on and do it again. Now watch for the mail, I'll never fail. If you don't get a letter, then you'll know I'm in jail. So Tootsie, goodbye. Tootsie, don't cry. Yeah. I said Tootsie, goodbye. Tootsie, don't cry. Now that choo-choo train that takes me away from you, no words can tell how sad it makes me. Kiss me, Tootsie, and then come on and do it again. I said watch for the mail, I'll never fail. If you don't get a letter, then you'll know I'm in jail. So Tootsie, don't cry.